Howdy folks, welcome to episode 2 of Train Frontier. I keep wanting to call it Express, but it's Classic. I think it was called Express on the whatchamacallit. We need to raise this a little bit and raise this a little bit. I need to, yeah, there we go. Need to get the controller off the table. There we go, that's much better. And then since that's raised, we probably want to raise this a little bit too, this whole bridge. We'll get this nice and cleaned up. So the plan is, my plan for this is I want to build out a nice map over the course of all these episodes. We'll keep building a nice map. Wonder if there's a, it's too bad there's not a way to level it with the one that's next to it, you know what I mean? Let's see. See if we can get this nice and level over the course of this. There we go. There. How's that? That's a little bit better. And then there. I think that works a little bit better. And then this one down here looks a little low. There. How's that? That looks way better. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna go up this way. Huh. That's a really... Let's go like this. We're going to delete this. I think I might have even laid those after the last episode was over. But yeah, we're going to do... That's interesting. Is that just fuzz or is that permanently painted on there now? Let's see if we can... You know what? We're going to go back this way and we're going to lower this just a little bit too. Because it just looks wrong. There. Huh. There we go. Okay, and then we can bring this down a little bit. No. Yeah, all of this needs to come down just a little bit. That's 12. So I was looking at some of the maps on the workshop. There's some really nice maps on the workshop too. And it gave me some ideas and stuff of what I can do as far as, because there's so much deco and stuff that you can build like little towns and everything, and I think we're going to do that. Let's go back to here. We're going to go back to this way, and we're going to split off of here in not such a violent fashion. In a slightly less violent fashion. Whoops. I just want to see what's up here. So we're going to kind of head toward the edge of the mountains here. Let me see. Let's do... We're going to come out this way more. See, start turning it this way. One of the things I saw that was really cool is that, here, let's do this. So what you can do is, can we do 3? Does flatten? No, flatten doesn't do it. Let's see. Can we hold down the 3 key? I'm not sure what it's doing. Oh, yeah, I'm not really sure what it's doing there. But basically, you can get rid of these mountains. You don't have to have these mountains around the whole edge of everything. Around the whole edge of the table. So what you can do... Let's get this a little bit... Yeah, now we can see. Maybe we can have a little hills and stuff like that. But like I saw one map that basically they had gotten rid of all of the mountains around the entire edge of the thing, which was really cool. So instead of being surrounded by mountains, it was an island surrounded by water. That was kind of cool. I like that. So I kind of want to do, I don't want to do that itself, but what I want to do is I want to get rid of the mountains on one side over here. There we go. I think what we'll do is we'll just bring this down to the ground on this corner, or up to this corner, I mean. And then we'll worry about flattening all this out. Let's see if we can see what flattening does. What does flattening do? See, I can't tell what flattening is doing. Ah, it's lowering it here. I'm not sure what that means though. So what's it doing here if I flatten it here? Is it lowering? Is it raising it? What is it doing? Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the flatten tool on Empyrean, which is pretty much impossible to figure out too. I think what we'll do is this. We're going to get rid of the deco too. Let me get rid of... we'll get rid of the trees here in a second. But what I want to do is this. And we also need to, I mean, our terrain is like so flat. We need to do something about that too. Let's see, why is it painting? What's... Apparently it thought something was being held down. Let's see. Go like this. But yeah, we're going to make it a lot more not flat, especially since the last map we did on the last series was really, really flat. Bring this just above the water level here. There we go. Much better. So yeah, I'll have to figure out how to get that to flatten. Let's go to the props, and we're gonna delete things. Get rid of all these trees. Because basically we're gonna put in a town over here. Let's see what we can do as far as... Come on, you can do it. There we go. Okay. So we've got... See, what I want to do is we're going to do a lake over here, right? Which is fine. Let's use the Xbox controller, goes way faster. I think. It seems to anyway. But yeah, I kind of want to widen this out into a lake over here. Let's see if we can get this up this way so we can see a little better. There we go. And then we're going to lower all of this. I swear it seems to move faster when you do this. It seems to lower it faster. More quickly. Let's see. Because then we can do our little ship over here too. We got an inlet over here, and then we've got a see, it's going really fast now. Let's get this corner, this outside edge right here. I'm gonna raise this just a little bit. There we go. All right, and this stuff over here. There we go. A lot better. Much better. Okay, and so then this we need to do this. We need to just lower the or raise the bottom just a little bit. There's more. Whoops, that was lower. I'm hitting the wrong key. Okay. So it looks like we got that. I think we're gonna take this out. Props. Let's we're gonna get this out of here. Delete that. There we go. And that can be parked over here. Do we have like is there like a dock or something like that? What does a commercial district mean? What does that even mean? What does that do? Oh, it places a okay, it places a street. Residential city streets. Huh. Okay. Get some billboards up here. Let's see what rotates those. It's this. Yeah, we'll have to get some houses. Let's find some houses here. So let's see. What they have for office buildings. So we're going to put a town over here. And let's rotate this. We're going to make a street that goes through here. Get up here a little bit. Make our street, and let's get a city streets. Let's get rid of this thing then. City streets. Is it really? That's only where it's gonna go? Huh. That's weird. Okay, so we need to delete the office building. All right, city streets. What is it doing then? Why is it... I need to figure out how to lay the roads. Because there's got to be different roads from that. Does this... Wondering if the city streets... That's a fence. What are these? Those are shrubs. Grass. Here's our streets. Okay. Railroad crossing piece. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So our track is going to come across. Like this. And then we're going to have just a road. And then, where's the green? There's the green. We're gonna have a road that goes this way. And then we're gonna have a road that goes this way. So we need to adjust the terrain to fit this road. So let's go back to the terrain. See if we can lower this a little bit. What's it doing? It's just lowering the whatchamacallit. Okay. Let's try this. Is that going to do anything? It doesn't seem to be doing too much. I do not get the flatten thing. I'm not understanding how the flattening is supposed to work. Because see, that's lower. See, if I raise that, and I lower that, then how do I get the how do I get the terrain to lower without lowering the whatchamacallit here? Let's try this. Yeah, I'm not sure how I can get the terrain to lower without lowering the streets. There's got to be a way to do it. I'll have to look that up. So for right now, we're just going to lay our track. We're going to call this our town. So let's go back to tracks. Oops. Go like this. That's our railroad crossing. This is going to go through town, right? And then it's going to come over this way. So where do we have... Okay, so we have all this stuff. All right. Let's go back to the terrain. We're going to raise and lower some stuff here. Let's see. We're just going to make this not even. And then we're going to lower. Just so that it's not all the same level. All right. Let's see what we can do now with our tracks. There we go. There we go. See, now we got some hills and stuff, some rolling hills to deal with and everything. So let's come back this way. There. Okay, perfect. And then we're gonna do needs to go up even higher. And then we're going to come over this way. And we're going to follow the terrain. Because it's more fun to follow the terrain, isn't it? Instead of doing the there we go. There's got to be a way to do that to make it follow the terrain automatically. Let me see. Lower this. You don't want to lower it too much. We're coming out of the ground here. All right. Let's go back. There we go. There we are. Oh, that's going to be fun. We're going to come over this and then down this and then up a hill and everything. Or around a corner, I mean. Let's see. There we go. Let's see if we can... get this to... Whoops. I think we need to come up with a couple spots. There we go. And then this needs to... There. Okay, and then we're going to go around the outside of this. Not sure if we're just going uphill or what. We need to get some more hills and stuff in here too. So let's get over here. Let's zoom out here. We're gonna do some of this. Let's get over this way too. And then we're going to do this. Lower a little bit. Huh. What did I do that did the toggle view? I forget what does the toggle view. Yeah, I don't know what it was. Is it E? Huh. Okay, anyway. That looks much better. Less flat. Okay, and then we're going to come into this track right here. So let's go over to here. We're going to come along this. And then we're going to merge with this track over here. And we'll worry about the elevation here in a little bit. We'll fix all the elevation here in a second. There we go. Okay. So now we've got our little path. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Okay, so go get our tracks. Let's see. I guess we need to go back this way. There we go. Okay. Come back this way. Let's see what it takes to get this one out of the ground. There we go. There. Okay. Nice. Okay. There we go. So now we've got our track that goes over here. We still need to make it. Let's see. There. Nice. And we could probably even make this hill a little bit bigger. Let's make this hill a little bit bigger. Let's go like this. We're going to raise the terrain here. There. Now we're going to go to tracks. There. Nice. Much better. We're going to make this a nice little roller coastery. Whoops. Let's go like this. We're going to lower it. Make it way more roller coastery. And then this one. And then this one higher up. There we go. And then this one can come down a couple, I guess. I suppose. There we go. Nice. And then there we go. There. Much better. That looks a lot better. Okay. And then we can bring these down too, because this doesn't need to be elevated over the ground. Although I'll probably make this a bunch of... Yeah, you know what? We're going to make that a bunch of hills and stuff like that too, so we're not going to make that flat territory. So we'll worry about that. Alright, what do we got? We've got our track this way, and then we can come around through here. And our track is pretty low here, but that's okay. Yeah, we'll end up making some hills on that too. Probably make a hill over that. But let's get our train put on. All right, let's go. Whoops. Let's see. How do we place our? How do we replace our train? Ride your train. I know there's a way to place it. Train setup. All right, let's make a longer train too. Here, let's get rid of this one. There we go. All right. Throw on a caboose here. Probably trade that one in for an engine too. All right. I think if you change the train, yeah. See, if you change the train, it'll let you redo it. Okay. So we're gonna start over here. This is where we. Whoops. This is where we added our track. I want to go the other way. can I... I don't know if I can make it go the other way. Huh, okay. Alright, well I suppose we're going forward then. We're going this way. I guess we need to make a big turnaround if we're going to do that next time. Alright. Go like this, we can watch. And our switch is to the right. So that's the shoulder buttons, I think. Nope. That's the brakes. The other thing is the reverse. I know there's a way to switch the switch. Huh. I just hit B. Alright, let's go over this way then. We're going to start over here. Let's follow. There we go. Alright, let's do it. So if we go like this, go in the cab. Let's get it moving. I think that thing on the lower right is my speedometer. That must be what it is. Alright, so we should, our switch is to the right. The WASD, the W and S are your speed here, and then the A and the D are your switch, and then you can mouse wheel, you can zoom in and out, and so when you zoom in all the way it puts you on the thing. Let's go back here so we can watch from the back. We'll see how our track does. I love how they lean around the corners like that. They have the pre-crash, the you're going a little too fast but you're not going to come off the rails yet. Quite yet. See, that's much better. I like that. Let's see how fast we can go. See if we can see how these hills and stuff work out. See, this is all flat here, so we'll definitely need to do something with that. Did we leave? I left trees in the way, I think. Oh, not quite, but yeah, still those need to be taken out. We're gonna end up putting in towns and stuff like that. I like the deco on these. The towns that you can make on them are more interesting. Yeah, that's definitely a nicer ride than just going around the flats, huh? Okay, so we're gonna go through this. Yeah, corner's a little rough. Let's see how this corner does. I don't know. This corner's pretty sharp. We'll see if it survives this corner. Nope. Nope. Oh man, I took out the building too. Nice. Nice. All right. Anyway. Anyway, that's going to be it for episode 2. Join me in episode 3. I don't know if I'm going to have to rebuild the factory or what. But yeah, join me in episode 3. See if I can figure out the town between now and then. So yeah, join me in episode 3 and we'll see you then. Later.